Top 10 winter fragrances. Yes, we made it to the end of the year, guys. We survived 2020, and that's something to celebrate because 2020, man, lots of things happened, lots and lots of things. Yo, what's up guys, Tim here, welcome back to another video today, and today we have top 10 winter fragrances. Yes, finally it is winter time. We're getting into December now and the year is almost over. So yeah, let's start off with the number 10 right away, jump right into it. This fragrance is from Gucci and it's so impressive. Even though I just received this fragrance not so long ago, I've been testing it and it has been really good. Now the only reason this is at the number 10 spot is because it is very expensive, very expensive for a designer fragrance, and it is getting harder to find. This fragrance is Gucci Intense Oud. Yes, Gucci Intense Oud, probably one of the best designer oud fragrance of all time. It smells very similar to Black Afgano by Natsumato, but very much more toned down, much more tamed, easy to wear, easy to understand. The quality in this is surprisingly high for a Gucci fragrance. That's why it's the only ever Gucci fragrance that I've talked about in probably years, because yeah, this is one of the best ones Gucci ever made. And if you're looking for a really nice oud fragrance at the designer level that still has that niche oomph, a niche quality, if you will, this fragrance is an absolute no-brainer. Smells like oud, but very dark and dusty oud with touch of smoke. Very nice stuff. Number 9 spot now is one that had to grow on me over time. This one is from Hugo Boss. We have the scent Private Accord. Yes, this guy right here. I don't like the original The Scent or the scent Intense. I don't really care much about the Maninka fruit that is in all of these fragrances in this line. So when this one first came out, I smelled it and I was like, I was still a little bit put off by that Maninka fruit, but the more I smell it, the more I put it on, the more I start to like enjoy the chocolatiness that is in here, the powdered chocolatiness that's in here. It blends in extremely well with the Maninka. There's no one note that overpowers each other. It's a perfectly well-balanced fragrance, and to me, it does have a unique feel to it. The Maninka in this one is definitely more toned down than in the original 2, which is nice for my case because I don't like the Maninka, while the chocolate in here is just seductive. It's nice, it's dusty, it's soft, seductive, easy to wear, and in the air it can come across massively seductive. Next one right here, number 8 spot, we have from PACO Rabanne. This is Pure XS. Yes, Pure XS PACO Rabanne. This one has a Coca-Cola type of fizzy sweetness and it smells absolutely gorgeous. In terms of a sweet clubbing fragrance or sweet wintertime fragrance designer-wise, this one is up there amongst my favorite like Armani Code and Ultramar because it just smells so unique. Now I've had a subscriber ask me, does this one smell like Armani Code Profumo? Because Armani Code Profumo does have a little bit of that root beer or cola vibe to it as well. And I would say that in the air, it might come across a little bit similar in terms of how it feels or the texture of the fragrance, but I can tell you, if you spray these two fragrances side by side and smell them, you'll be able to tell the difference between the two very distinctively because they're very different scents. Although they share a similar idea, they're done very differently. So yeah, number 8 spot, Pure XS, if you're looking for a very nice, unique, sweet fragrances. If you're tired of Ultramar or Armani Code, try that one out. Next we have number 7, and this one beat out the more popular flanker in the same line. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Tom Ford Noir EDP. Now this beats out Tom Ford Noir Extreme this year because I've been wearing this one a lot more. It has a little bit more of a coziness to it, a warmth to it. There's some iris in here. To me, this one, it's just a lot more masculine than the Extreme. Now, granted, the Extreme version is more mass appealing. There's some more sweetness, some touch of spiciness. It's much more appealing than I would say this version is, but at the same time, it does come across more unisex. If you want a similar DNA, but more masculine, more dark and warm, more suit and tie, this is a great one to go for. This is great for work occasion, for just in general suit and tie or event type situation, or even great for just casually lounging around at home or going outside in the dead of winter, if that's your thing. The next fragrance at the number 6 spot, we have Stronger With You Freeze. Yes, Stronger With You Freeze. This thing has an opening that will blow your mind. The opening in this thing is so gorgeous, super creative, while still at the same time very mass appealing. You get this really nice freeze element, the icy feeling elements, and behind all that you get the warm, sweet DNA of Stronger With You, the original EDT. And as it dries down, the freshness starts to melt away, as if ice melting away, if you will, and it reveals this beautiful, sexy sweetness that's been hiding in the background this whole time. So yes, I am in love with Stronger With You Freeze. Into winter, you're probably thinking of a lot more like heavy fragrances, sweet fragrances. This one was probably not on your radar at all, but you should definitely 1000% give it a try. You would not regret it. Moving on to number 5 spot now, we have one that is not my favorite from the line, but is the best for this time of year. This fragrance is the blue fragrance in this list, and we have YEDP by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, as you guys may know, my favorite from this line is Y Live, and Y Live simply because it's the most well-balanced of the two. There's some darkness but overwhelming sweetness at the same time. There's density in that fragrance. It's not overly fresh, it's not overly soft. That one to me is picture perfect perfection when it comes to the Y DNA. Now, YEDP was the difference. The YEDP has a lot more sweetness that comes across right away, right when you spray on your hand. And it's because of that sweetness that makes it suits the wintertime extremely well. Now, of course, you can still wear Y Live in the wintertime. I'm just saying from my perspective as a reviewer, if I were to recommend something for you guys that's better, YEDP is definitely the go-to choice for this time of year. Still equally as mass appealing. You will get some compliments from this one if you wear it around the crowd. So if you're looking for something that's versatile, mass appealing, long lasting, for just any situation at all, YEDP is your best bet. Number 4 spot now, we're getting into the all-star territory of winter fragrances, and the first one here is Gentleman EDP by Givenchy. This one takes the DNA from Dior Homme Intense and Valentino Uomo Intense and make it a lot more rich and a lot more masculine. You feel a definite power up when you smell this fragrance as compared to the other two. This one is a super powerhouse fragrance. It doesn't have the powderiness that's in Dior Homme Intense. It does, but it just has very little. It's way more focused on just the powerful iris that's in here. You smell this and you're like, yeah, that is a masculine, like almost a Godfather version of that DNA. You've been a big fan of Valentino Uomo Intense and Dior Homme Intense, and you've been looking for something that is more powerful, that's more masculine, that is super strong as well, by the way, in terms of projection. This is a really good choice. And just for reference, this thing projects like a monster and lasts 12+ hours. So yeah, best performance out of the 3 for sure. Number 3 spot now, we have Pure Havane by Thierry Mugler. It's sweet, it's tobacco, it's honey. It's very aggressive when you smell it too close to your hand. You might be a little bit put off by that. However, if you let it linger around in the air, in the sillage, especially outside when it's cold out, this is fantastically attractive. It's sexy, it's sweet, it's unique, and then all at the same time, the tobacco makes it classy and keeps it grounded. So it never goes into the super sweet, juvenile, young person type of fragrance. It's sweet, yes, but it does maintain its maturity very well due to the note of tobacco. So yeah, Pure Havane, amazing fragrance right here. Sillage is very loud as well. It will project like arm's length or 2 arm's length away. Longevity of this is 8-9 hours, so nothing to complain with this fragrance. And on top of that, like I said again, extremely mass appealing and unique at the same time. Number 2 spot now, and this is actually my scent of the day. This one is SPICEBOMB Extreme by VIKTOR and ROLF. It's vanilla, it's cinnamon, it's tobacco, and it's warm and it's sexy. This one is a more mature take on the original SPICEBOMB. SPICEBOMB, the original, focused a lot more on the spiciness and the sweetness, which makes it come across more like a bad boy type fragrance. This one focused a lot more on the warmth, the sweetness, the rich creaminess, the comforting feeling that warm sweetness tends to bring in a fragrance. That is what this is focused on. It's very romantic smelling, again, very comforting, and at the same time, still retains that bad boy DNA that's from the original Spice Bomb, as if that bad boy who wore Spice Bomb years ago grew up a bit and now wearing Spice Bomb Extreme. Again, masculine, romantic, great cuddle fragrance, great outdoor fragrance, and also great date fragrance. So yes, Spice Bomb Extreme, check it out. Performance is also a monster. Another one that will last you 10+ hours, and the projection, very, very, very nice. Now on to the #1 spot, and I decided to pick the #1 spot in kind of a unique way this year. I asked myself, if I were to own only one of these 10 fragrances or one definitive wintertime designer fragrance that I wear all the time, all winter, one that I will never get bored of, one that I will wear every day. And with those criteria, it really narrowed down my choices to only one fragrance actually that fits that bill. And this one, you guys all know I love this, and I will always love it until the end of time because it's sweet, it's sexy, it's alluring, projection's amazing. It got me through a lot of good times, a lot of good memories. Girls love this one, and out of all the 10, this one is the girls' favorite for sure. And this fragrance is Armani Code Profumo. Yes, this, the all-star tonka bean, cola, root beer-ish vibe fragrance. This one is my #1 simply because it's just so mass appealing and so easy to wear. Performance is also really good, and it always puts a smile on my face whenever I put it on. Armani Code Profumo, I love it. And if you guys are wondering why didn't I pick the Absolute over this one, Absolute is really, really close, like neck and neck to this fragrance in terms of my likeness of it, but this one just took the edge over Absolute. Now I know there's a lot of Absolute fans out there, but for me, Profumo, the OG, amazing, amazing. Got me through a lot. I always say again, a lot of good times and a few girls. All right guys, that is it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave down your winter choices down below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out and bye.